What's going on YouTube? This is BMCool247 and today I'm going into something different. It is a Blue Eyes White Dragon community deck. So what this is, it's essentially a 150 card deck that is meant to be played with 2 to 4 players. It's one deck that you pull from and you essentially play Yu-Gi-Oh with it. Now, in this deck, it's cards themed around Blue Eyes White Dragon, of course, because he's the ultimate creature of destruction. But it also has a little bit of a different play style. So since it's 2 to 4 players, some of the ruling might be a little bit different, of course. But essentially, the big difference is life point counting. So if you attack someone, you're not draining their life points, rather you're increasing your own. And we're all going to start from 0 life points. And from that, we are going to try to reach 12,000 life points. So if player A attacks player B directly for 3,000 life points for 3,000 damage, they're going to gain 3,000 life points instead, and vice versa. So everything is vice versa in terms of life points. So then nobody's really knocked out of the game until someone gets 12,000 or more life points at the end. If that makes sense. So it's more of the matter of trying to build your own or attack to win for yourself rather than try to take people out. So I think that dynamic just makes the whole game a little bit better and more fair for everyone to play. The other big change is the ability to draw 2 cards and make 2 normal summons as opposed to 1. So this helps to get the game more intense, makes it a little bit quicker as well, of course. So when it's your turn, you can make bigger plays and you can get to the Blue Eyes White Dragon more often. So what I have out in front of me right now are just a field center and a token. I just put that there for decor. But it's 75 monsters in this stack. And, this is 45 spells, and then this is 30 traps. And then we have an extra deck that only consists of fusion monsters. I didn't put in links or anything like that in case people don't know how to play with those. So I'm going to go into each one of these. And feel free to write your own suggestions for what cards would go well in this deck, because there's a lot of cards out there I think that would go well with this that I haven't put in here yet. But here are the main cards I think should go in here at the very least to begin your Blue Eyes community deck. I do plan to have a Dark Magician deck or whatever archetype or whatever type of monster moving forward if this one is received well by, I mean, we've already play tested it with me and my friends, but if this is received well by you guys as well, feel free to leave a comment of what else you think would be a good monster to, or maybe a good archetype to theme this around. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the monsters first. So let's go ahead and take a look at this monster stack. First, we're looking at 2 Blue Eyes Alternative Dragons. I would run more if I could afford more of those. Those are pretty expensive, especially how many cards are in this deck. And I have them in my main Blue Eyes deck, so I don't want to take them out of that. We have 18 common Blue Eyes here. So that makes 20 monsters already. So you're going to be drawing into a lot of Blue Eyes, obviously. We have 2 White Stone of Ancients, because they're good at getting Blue Eyes out, and you can pop some more alternatives back to your hand. 4 Marshmallows, because they're good for defense and stalling you out. If your opponent has a board of Blue Eyes out, then you are going to be good, unless they have piercing damage with Dragon's Roar. But Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. It's just a good card to have to help get Blue Eyes out. I remember one of my friends back in the day would always play that, and he would always use it in conjunction with Blue Eyes, which was really annoying. 1 Kaiser Seahorse. Since there's 2 normal summons, you can normal summon him, and then if you have a Blue Eyes in your hand, you can tribute him and normal summon Blue Eyes. So Wing Karibo, because he's cute, and I think it would be funny to add a Wing Karibo to the game to stir things up a bit. Lady of D, so you could prevent your opponent from targeting dragon type monsters. Same with Lord of D. Raikou Lightsworn Hunter, just to destroy a card on the field. A regular Karibo. Vanity's Rootle, obviously just random here, but it does prevent your opponent from special summoning, which can be a big deal. Anti-meta, of course. Buster Blader. So this guy can be really strong, really quick, especially with everyone having dragons. And you can decide between the group you play with, but you can make this guy gain attack for each dragon in both, if you have 3 players, both their graveyards. So that's how we play that. Let me move that guy out of here for now. A lot of maidens with Eyes of Blues. 1, because I had them. And 2, because she's just really good at preventing your opponent from attacking, or having your opponent having to attack you twice to kill her. And in addition, you get a Blue Eyes from that. So I have a bunch of those. I think like 9 of them. 1 Rider of the Stormwinds. He's just good to defend your Blue Eyes. I think, did he just add piercing damage as well? Yeah, he adds piercing damage, and if your Blue Eyes were to be destroyed, you could destroy that card instead. I have some King of D's. This guy makes the deck more consistent because you are able to discard a spell or trap and then add a Flute of Summoning Dragon, the Melody of Awakening Dragon, or Dragon Revival Rhapsody from your deck to your hand. So each one of those helps you to special summon Blue Eyes more quickly. I did order more of these, so I'm actually going to be putting more of those in my deck in place of some of these monsters to make it just more consistent and more epic. I have a lot of the Whitestone of Legends, 6 of them, so then you can always see a Blue Eyes come to your hand. In case you want to do something with that extra normal summon or set, you can use set that guy for Blue Eyes play next turn. The Calculator, of course, because you normal summon him and you bring out like a Blue Eyes and an RMD, you have a lot of attack with this guy. You can get to 12,000 really quickly. Dragon Spirit of White, and you make it higher than 12,000 if you want. Dragon Spirit of White to get with RMD, or if you want to get it out with Whitestone of Ancients to pop a back row. Of course, you're going to see a lot of your Blue Eyes get wrecked, so why not have some Deep Eyes White Dragon in your hand as a safety precaution and as a power play. Galaxy Dragon, just because he gains 1,000 attack when attacking a dragon type monster, so maybe you can potentially suicide into a Blue Eyes, or if you have an Honest, you can use this hand trap, one of the few hand traps in here besides Karibo. This one's, I think, is just a fun card and it used to be really good, obviously, and still is pretty good. Alright, so on to our spell and trap cards. Alright, for the spell cards, we have a lot of Blue Eyes related cards, of course. Neutron Blast. This is with Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. You can make it attack multiple times, and it's pretty much an ancient gear besides the piercing, without piercing damage. Moving forward, I'm going to go into some fusion cards in here, so that'll make sense why I have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in there. Dragon Revival Rhapsody to work with your King of D. So this guy special summons from the grave your Blue Eyes. You're going to get into these real quick too because of whenever you get a King of D. This one helps you get more dragons to your hand, like an alternative. And this one helps you to special summon them from your hand, especially if you have too many already in your hand. We have some Burst Stream of Destruction, because you want to Dark Hole blow it up their field, or Regeki, I guess, but then your Blue Eyes can't attack after that, mind you. Delta Attacker, I've never ever pulled this card off, but it's possible to special summon 3 Blue Eyes and then attack directly. This one's funny because it allows you to pull a card that you probably would use from their hand, especially if you make your hand limited back down to 1 or make it crappy with like just a Karibo or something left. Return of the Dragon Lords. The other ones that I have are in my main deck, so I only run one of those. That's the last one I have. Ancient Rules. Just gonna start going into these. Wing Beat of the Giant Dragon. It's like a heavy storm. This one's funny because it allows you to know what your opponent's going to draw, so everyone might get a chance at using this guy. Dragon Shield, really good protection for your dragon. Enemy Controller. Scapegoat, that one's such a good spell. Creature Swap. Swords. Polymerization is going to work with a Buster Blader. I definitely went through that in the monsters that you can get, or if you have some blue eyes in your hand, whatever. Defusion, in case you attack and then you defuse them, or you attack and then you defuse them and you attack more with the monsters in your grave. Premature Burial. Megamorph. So some just staple spell cards that are just good generic spell cards. Silver's Cry. This one's a good one to pull when you're stuck against the ropes and you don't have any cards on your field, and you just draw essentially 3 blue eyes with that one card. Some future fusions. I don't really like the errata, but it does help you to dump a bunch of dragons in your grave for future plays. Card Destruction. Beacon of White, blue eyes related equip spell. Monster Reborn, only one of. Don't want to have too many crazy Monster Reborns. I'm planning to get, I already ordered more of these. I plan to replace these 2 cards with them. This one helps you to special summon more of the fusion. I'll go into the extra deck pretty soon here. And spell trap removal, and then piercing damage. Don't forget to banish them after you use that one. So that's it for the spells. Let's get into the traps. For the traps, we have Tyrant Wing, which allows you to multi-attack with your blue eyes, plus 400 attack and defense. I was seeing if it had a piercing damage, but I don't think it does there. Dragon's Rebirth. You can kind of swap out your dragon. This one's funny because you're going to be playing against, for sure, fusion monsters, so you can tribute one of your own guys and take control of that fusion monster indefinitely, which is hilarious. I want to use that card. Defense for your blue eyes. Offense for your blue eyes, piercing damage. Defense, like a magic jammer in a sense. Dark Bribe, Bottomless, Torrential, Dimensional Prison, Magic Cylinder, Mirror Force, Reverse Trap, Threatening War. Very out of the box cards that you can use. Piercing damage. Wabaku. This one's annoying. And then we have a very underrated trap card that helps protect your monster from being destroyed by battle or card effects, essentially. Negate your opponent's monster effects. Defense for blue eyes with 3000 defense. Call the Haunted, because Call the Haunted is awesome. And then Draining Shield would be fun if some Buster Blader with like 5000 attack attacks you. Alright, let's go into the extra deck. So, the star of the show is the Buster Blader Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. He gets piercing damage, he turns all your dragons to defense, and he I think that's really all you need. And he gets more attack points for each dragon out there. So it's 2 of them, and people usually like to go into him as soon as possible. He's usually win condition for this style of play. We got some 5-headed dragons, in case you want to just dump a ton of dragons into your grave with future fusion. We got the best Blue Eyes Ultimate card, Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate, because this guy allows you to attack multiple times by sending Blue Eyes fusion monsters into the grave. And he has some defensive abilities towards the end there. 2 Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon, which is pretty sick. He just can destroy multiple cards if you special summon him with a Blue Eyes Ultimate card or Blue Eyes Alternative card. Some Blue Eyes Ultimate in case the other ones run out. At least you have this staple to get into. dare I say, staple there. And then Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, because this guy is actually getting pricey, and he's pretty dang good. Can attack twice, can't be destroyed by battle. Yeah, then you can banish the monster he battles with. So there's only one of, so people might go into him as soon as possible, so no one else can have him. So that is it for my Blue Eyes community deck. I hope you guys like it. It was pretty fun to play with my friends, and I do plan to play with them again soon once this COVID stuff is lifted up, or if we just wear masks around the table, So we'll figure it out. But until then, hope you guys enjoyed. Try creating one of these yourself with maybe your housemates if you guys all play Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.